Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine.
What is your full name?
I am Talha Munir.
Can I see your identity, please?
Yes, please.
Alright, thank you. What's your surname?
Munir Ahmed.
Alright, that's great. You can have it back. Thank you.
Thank you.
What's your job?
I am lecturer of chemistry in a college.
Alright, that's great. Do you like your job?
Yes, I love my job. The best thing about my job is the bonding with the students. So that is the main thing I like about my job.
That's great. What would you like to add in your daily routine?
My daily routine is quite hectic. I have a hectic routine as I work for about 8 to 10 hours a day. So I would love to add some rest hours, about 2 or 3 hours of rest. I usually work for about 7 to 8 consecutive hours. That is quite difficult for me.
Is there anything in your job you dislike?
I have consecutive lectures, about 6 lectures that are consecutive in a day. So that are one of the main things that influence my capability and also affect my delivery of knowledge. So this is one of the main thing I dislike about my job. Apart from that, there are some other things, for example, disturbance by management or other effects that are minor.
Alright, that's great. What would you do if tomorrow was off?
First of all, I would be very happy to hear that. After that, I like to plan things with my family and friends, and I certainly ask my friends about the things they would like to do with me or with my family, if they want to go out or some hodling with my family.
Alright, I would like to move on and ask you some questions about weekends.
Okay.
Do you like weekends?
Yes, as I'm working for 5 to 6 days in a week, so weekend is quite precious for me.
All right. What do you usually like to do at the weekend?
In my weekends, I like to spend more time with my family. After that, I plan things with my friends and go out to watch some movies or just for shopping and other activities.
Do you like spending weekend with your family or with friends?
I think both of the things, both of the scenarios have equal importance. Spending weekend with friends and family. If I spend my time with my family, then I miss my friends, and if I spend my time with my friends, then my family misses me. That is the main thing. So I would love to spend more time with both with my friends and with my family.
Do you enjoy your weekends now more or in your childhood more?
I think in my childhood, weekends are quite entertaining for me. We sometimes go out in a park or in a museum or sometime out of the city to enjoy weekends. So I think weekends in the childhood were more entertaining.
All right. What are your plans for the next weekend?
For the next weekend, I'm planning things with my friends. We have a plan to watch a movie in a mall outside of city. Apart from that, we also have planned for hoteling in a restaurant.
Oh, that's great. Now I would like to move on and ask you some questions about bags. Okay. Do you like bags?
Yes, I like bags. Bags are one of the important things that I usually keep.
Oh, that's great. What do you keep in your bag when you go to school or college or university?
Actually, when when I was in a childhood, at that time I have some certain things. For example, academic books, rubbers, pencils, and such type of things. A water bottle, I would say, and a lunch box. And when we grow up, or when I was in university, I have some other things. For example, I usually carry a comb to comb my hairs and a perfume and such other things. So things keep changing when we grow old.
That's great. Do you like to get a bag as gift?
No, I don't think so. Bag is a good gift for men. Bag is one of the precious gifts for women. They like to have a bag as a gift. There are some other things that male persons usually like to have as a gift, such as a wallet, such as a watch, such as some other. For example, I would say a piece of cloth, a T-shirt, or a pant, or a shoes. So these are one of the important gifts that men usually like to have.
All right, that's great. Now I'm going to move for the part 2, and in part 2 you've got to describe a personality that helps other in your area. Okay, who that person is, how he helps, and why do you think he helps other people. Okay, remember you have 1 to 2 minutes to talk on that topic, and you have 1 minute to prepare yourself. All right, time's up. Now you start speaking, and remember you have 1 to 2 minutes to speak on that topic, but don't worry if I stop you.
Okay, I'm going to talk about some personalities that are present in my area that usually help others. So first of all, social work is very important for the growth of a society. There must be some proper circulation of things or circulation of wealth in a society to feed poor people of the society. For example, wealth must flow from wealthy persons to the poor person of the society so that society can go on in a smooth way. There are actually 2 persons that are present in my society that usually help other people. First of all, first one is the political personality. So he has influence over court related issues, political issues, and some other issues that are present. For example, a police case, for example, a law case that is present. These things are actually due to his brothers, who one of them is advocate and the second one is present in second one has a designation in the police. So he has influence over the departments that usually help him to gather to do things for the persons of the society. The second person of our society is a social worker. He actually gathers funds from other people, from wealthy people of the society. Also he gathers some funds from NGOs and other social working organizations and keep the things in his governance. And then if a person needs any aid or needs any funds, he usually give him. For example, if a person needs some money to for the purpose of marriage of his sister or his son, he actually donate that money, and along with that he also help in developing infrastructure and things for the society. So these are the 2 personalities of that are present in my neighborhood that usually helps other people. So there is a good circulation of things in my society, and along with that there are some other persons also that usually help persons of the neighborhood.
All right, that's great. Would you like to help people in your area?
Yes, I have done some sort of activities, some sort of social works for helping poor people of our society.
Oh, that's great. This is the end of part 2. Now can you have the piece of paper back? Thank you. We've been talking about a personality that helps other people in your area. Now I would like to ask you some questions related to that. First of all, I would like to ask you some questions about social work. Have you ever done any social work?
Yes, I have done different social works in my early age, and also currently I'm doing some social work. For example, collection of blood for the blood donor society. Along with that, we are also raising some funds that we actually keep them for the purpose. Whenever someone needs that fund, we can offer them as a charity.
That's great. Do people of your country like to do social work?
Yes, as my country is a Muslim country, so there is a good circulation of wealth in the form of zakat. So in the month of Ramadan, people usually gather money in the form of zakat in different sorts of banks, and after that this money is usually circulated for the poor persons. And there are some other social work. For example, ED ambulance is one of the best ambulance services of my country, and if I'm not wrong, it is one of the best services for the best service globally.
Oh, that's great. How can you do any social work on your job?
We actually developed a camp for a blood donation society. Along with that, if a student is poor or he does not gather his money for paying the fee of the college, we gather funds from the students along and the teachers to gather the fee for that student. Along with that, if there are some poor employees of the college, we actually donate some portion of our pay for that person to do that particular work if he or she wants to do.
Oh, that's great work. All right. Should children help their parents at home?
I would say children must help their parents at home. This is one of the moral or character building things for the students, and parents should also encourage their children to do some social work or some good activities at home, so they can get better and better in that field.
All right. Do you think children should always help their class fellows?
Actually, I would say not all the time. If a person or if a class fellow always helps his fellow, then he or she may got dependent on that friend. So so that the class fellows usually communicate with each other, collaborate with each other, and they must not get dependent of each other.
All right, that's great. Should developed countries help underdeveloped countries?
The people who are living in underdeveloped countries are actually living under the poverty line, so there must be good circulation of wealth from developed countries to the underdeveloped countries, so that humans can grow or nourish in a proper way, or they can get good stuff and they can have basic needs of the life.
What is the biggest advantage of social work according to you?
I would say if a social work is present in a society, the society moves in a better way. Society can grow or nourish in better environment. The children who are growing in that society can have better things, can nourish in good environment. So this is one of the main things that social work employs in that society.
All right, that's great. That's the end of the test. Thank you very much. Wish you best of luck.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. Dear fellows, I am Talha Munir and I am going to share my experience of speaking test with you. First of all, at the day of test I was quite nervous. But when I met with my examiner, she was quite cooperative and the things went very smooth. In the first part of the test, that was introductory questions, the questions were easy. The second part was the topic that I got as a cue card. The topic was quite difficult for me and complicated, but I spoke for about 1.5 to 2 minutes. Then in the third section, the questions were related about the part 2 that I have already discussed with you. In my speaking test, I was fluent, although I have some sort of grammatical errors, but since I was fluent, so I think that error got covered up. In my practice exams and in my mock tests, I got 6.5 to 7, and in my Ielts examination, I got 7 bands, so I got what I want to achieve. So these are the things.